Are you ready to be provoked in your mind, inspired in your spirit, and stimulated to be a better you? Then get ready. TNT Talk, television's inspirational talk, starts now. From the TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. And I'm delighted to have another opportunity to share in our broadcast with you. This show is sponsored by the Smith Firm and Agency. It is a fingerprint of excellence. And tonight, we are going to delve into the field of realty. And we've got a realtor that is well known, not just in the States, but throughout the world. And she's done work outside of the continental United States, which certainly makes her a little bit different than some of our usual realtors. And so get ready because we're going to have a very engaging conversation. I definitely need you to tag and to share and to like the broadcast as we will be going into My Money Talk. So let's get down. Let's go right in. And she is not in studio, but she will be with us virtually. I need our entire audience to appreciate the gift, appreciate the professionalism, appreciate the experience of our newest realtor partner out of the state of North Carolina. Everybody say hello to Miss Terry Young. Terry, come on in. I appreciate you being with us on tonight.
Thank you for having me, Bishop. It's awesome.
So listen, because we're always conscious of time and we want to make sure that I squeeze out as much as I can out of all my guests. The time goes by so quick and I don't want to miss anything. So let's get right into it. Who is Terry Young?
So, I'm just a little girl that was born and raised in Cincinnati, Ohio, that God led to lead my people to wealth through real estate.
I love it. I love it.
I'm known as the realtor that used other people's money to help people purchase other people's property.
Oh, you know I like that. You know I like that. And let me plug right there. If there was no other reason that you need to start tagging people right now, is because of that statement right there. And when we first met and when she got to talking about that, I said, "Oh yeah, we was made to know one another. We was made to know one another. I've been waiting for this." Because truly, Terry, you and I both know, and let's get right into the conversation because you just said that part right there, and I'm not letting it go. Part of the issue is we know that real estate definitely is one of several, but probably the most predominant way to gain wealth. We know that. However, we also know that sometimes what prohibits that is the money, the down payment money, the good the earnest money to start the transaction. Like we know that's the issue. And then you come along and say, "Oh no, that's not the issue because I know how to tap into that money." Um, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna preface that. I want to let you finish telling us who Terry is, but I want you to know the first stop that we gonna make is right there. So keep telling us because we want to know who
I
is
got
Terry Young.
Definitely will. So, I used to be in the corporate world. I worked for the Intel community. I was a farmer contracting officer for the federal government. Then was a program manager for Deloitte Consulting. And about 2018, I buried my mom, and I
Wow!
started doing a self evaluation of
Wow!
what I want my life to be, because during her memorial service, people were talking about the impact that she made on their lives. And I said, what
Wow!
would my children hear at my memorial service? And all I could think of was she climbed the corporate ladder. And that
Mm,
didn't sit well with me.
wow!
And I've always had that servant mindset. I always wanted to be of service to others. So I just started, doing a self evaluation, self examination, and it actually came down between insurance and real estate.
Wow,
And
really?
as we know, they go hand in hand. A lot of people don't
Absolutely.
realize that, but they
Yes,
go
indeed.
hand in hand.
Yes, indeed.
I understand the importance of insurance, and I thank God that I do, but our people don't.
Mhm.
And they always associate insurance with death.
Yes.
And
Yes.
insurance need to be associated with birth.
Yes.
Because when
Yes.
you invest early, the dividends are greater, right?
Terry, wow.
But I was like, that's too draining. I don't want to deal with insurance. So I went to real estate. And I will tell you another reason why I went to real estate is because my grandmother raised me and she didn't have the right documents. You know how it is.
I
In
know
our
how it
family,
is.
they just take children on, raise them. We don't go to courts, we don't get proper documentation. So when she passed away, the home that I grew up in, I lost
Wow.
because family members did not want to sign it over to me,
Wow.
but they didn't pay the taxes on it. So we lost it
Mm.
for less than $1,000.
Oh my.
And there's $1 million property now in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Oh my God.
So that was one of the reasons that gravitated me to real estate because I'm like, we lack knowledge when it comes to this, and we're losing a lot of wealth.
Mhm.
You know, too many people are letting big mama house go, not taking care of it. Too many people have the mindset, oh, I'm just gonna be a renter. No, be a homeowner.
Absolutely.
Become a landlord.
Absolutely.
Rent to your relatives. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, I don't know. That part right there can get a little gray right there.
It
Get a
can, but
little gray right there. I don't
they
know. That
it
oh,
can, but
woo.
you can rent to whoever.
I mean, you
But
can, but you know how tough it is at time to do things with your family. There are a lot of things that happen there, and it becomes difficult. So, you know, really being a landlord on any level is going to be good. Even if you're being the landlord to your family, it's still good because it puts you in a position of power and wealth.
definitely. And so fast forward, I decided to go real estate. And I remember when I bought my first home in Huntsville, Alabama, 1,200 square foot. You couldn't tell me nothing. I bought
Wait
it
a
on
minute,
my
we done
own.
got wait a minute, we done got from Cincinnati to Huntsville,
I
Alabama.
told you I
That
worked for
ain't
the
around the corner.
military.
That
I
ain't
worked
around
for
the
the
corner.
military. I've been all over the world.
Wow.
But
Okay.
I bought my first property in Huntsville, Alabama. And I remember leading up to that, I went to a NACA event 2 years prior to that.
Okay.
Spent 8 hours with them for them to tell me I did not qualify
What?
to become a homeowner. And you know what? Part of them was right because I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not understand finances. So I was robbing Peter to pay Paul.
Wow. Okay. All right.
So
Ooh, this gonna be good
it
tonight,
was a good
'cause
thing, right? So
yeah,
I
yeah.
needed to figure it out. But that was so powerful because I left there that day crying, mad, and angry. And I said, never again will someone tell me no. As a single mom, I wanted to give my daughter that stability because I
Yeah.
understood the
Yeah.
value of that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it took me 2 years because I didn't have a Terry. So it took me 2 years to figure out that path so I can purchase my home. I paid my debt down, and I tell people all the time, I quit eating out, I
Wait
quit
a minute.
taking vacation,
Oh, wait a minute.
paid debt off.
So so you're telling me that in order to get to where you got to, a lifestyle change, which was a part of you not eating out, wasn't about you losing weight. It was about a financial decision to put yourself in a better place.
So let's back up. Before it was a lifestyle change, it was a mindset change.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
had to get my mind right And
See,
then
this
it
is
just flowed easily over into the lifestyle. Because once I got my mind right, it showed up everywhere else. So it wasn't hard for me because I knew at the end the goal was to become a homeowner.
okay. I'm gonna drop a quarter right there for a second. All right, let's hang out here for a second. You got your mind right. Talk to me about that. What was it? We know your mom passed, and certainly, the condolences and the passing of your mother. But like me, my current wife, and shout out to my girl, Savannah, who is not with us tonight. She is in another place handling her corporate responsibilities. But she's my second wife. My first wife passed away. And when she passed away, it was that particular life change, an event that really just kind of took me in a different trajectory. So, your mother passing, do you believe that was the first stage of you getting your mind right? And then, secondly, what else happened? Like, because you're saying that, and I've heard people say, I can say that. Yeah, I had to get my mind right. But let's kind of go down that road a little bit. We don't have to get too personal, but I do want them to understand what happened. What did
So
it take?
so let me back up. I had to get my mind right in 2002. That's when I was first told that I could not become a homeowner.
Okay, so that no triggered something in
That
you.
no triggered
All right.
for
Okay.
me to
Okay.
say,
Okay.
"Oh no, I don't like being told no."
Get in line. See,
You know,
get in line. I don't think
I'm like,
nobody like to be told no.
but look, but then I'm like, God told me yes.
Mm.
Man told me no. So I immediately was like, I'm not listening to man. I'm gonna listen to God.
Wow.
And
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
he came to me and told me, he said, in order for me to bless you, I need to make sure that you're ready for that next level. And how you show me that you're ready is you get your finances in order.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Here we go. Here's something that we don't hear every day. God speaks to you, tells you he's going to bless you.
Hmm.
And in him telling you he's going to bless you, he says, get your finances right. He didn't say, I'm going to create a miracle and make your finances right. No, he said, I'm going to bless you. But in order for you to be blessed,
You got to do
you,
the work.
you going to have to fix your money.
Hmm.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Because
Because
he already know if he would have fixed it for me in a miracle, I could not appreciate it and I would not have been a great steward over it.
mhm,
Because
mhm.
and I tell people that all the time. When you take the time and you go through it, you understand the power, the presence, and the perseverance that God has brought you through it that make you appreciate it. If he just give it to you, you're gonna think you could just get it anytime
Mhm,
and you're not gonna take care of it.
mhm, mhm, mhm. All right, so we getting somewhere. So
We
that
get
happened.
somewhere.
So that happens. So then now you go a little further. Now you getting yourself together, right?
Yeah, I'm
You
getting
done
myself
stop eating out.
together.
See that part right there, boy, that's a major discipline move right there. That's a major discipline move because we are so cultivated to eat out. We're that's a part of what we do. But we don't realize that it's those subtleties that are actually prohibiting some of the greatest moves of God that he really wants to do for us.
Let me tell you, Bishop, I used to go to every happy hour every day of the week. Cause I had told myself that I was saving because they got the happy hour menu. But what I wasn't understanding is I would sit there for a long period of time. So I actually was spending more
Wow.
because I'm thinking I'm spending less. Cause they're like, oh, drinks are $5. But then you don't have five drinks. Or they say, oh, all the appetizers are half price, but now you don't order three appetizers.
So you really ordered the price of one at the real price plus. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it.
So
Wow.
that was the first time that I purchased a home. And I share this because I'm still buying I still have that house today. It's under
Wow.
contract. I'm actually selling it so I could purchase another home. But
Wow.
that home that I bought in Huntsville, Alabama has helped me buy 3 more properties over my lifetime. Purchase a car, purchase a car for my daughter when she graduated.
I love it.
People don't understand that real estate over time turn into a personal bank.
Hmm. All right. So here's what we're gonna do, because that's a meaty part right there. So here's what we're gonna do. All right. We're gonna take a commercial right here, and then I need you, we're gonna that statement right there on the personal bank. I need you to just hold your thought right there. Let's take this commercial break, and we're going to come back with Terry Young of Z3 Carolinas at Lifestyle International Realty. We'll be right back with TNT Talk.
More Americans are driving every day to work, to school, to church, or just to travel. And with all the new drivers on the road, accidents are sure to happen. Are you frustrated because your insurance keeps increasing? Are you shopping for a new car but need a good insurance rate? Then call Goosehead Insurance, the Smith Firm and Agency, the DMV's leading insurance broker. Whether it's a new car, too many tickets, a history of accidents, DUIs, or simply it's just too expensive, scan the QR code on the screen or visit us online at www.smithfirm.agency and submit an application for a quote. It only takes 2 minutes, and with AI technology and over 23 carriers to assist you, we can bind your policy and get you covered in the same day. Give our agents a call at 443-264-4398 or visit us online at www.smithfirm.agency. We're not just an agency, we're a standard of excellence.
Welcome back to TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. I'm here with my guest, Terry Young from Z3 Carolinas out of North Carolina. And boy, are we digging into the lifestyle change that will lead to the blessing from God when it comes to real estate. Right before we went to commercial, Terry, you said something uh that really kind of I had to stop because we had to go to commercial. But you said that that property in Huntsville, Alabama has done several things specifically for you, 3 houses, car for your daughter, and then you said this. You said that this particular home made you into your own bank. Please elaborate on that.
So it's called equity.
It's a beautiful word, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And it's a powerful word. And so many people are just sitting on their equity and not using it. So,
All
what
right.
is
So here's what
equity?
we're gonna do.
Let's
Yeah,
explain what equity is so
there you
people
go.
really
Yes.
understand. So,
Yes.
equity is the difference from how much you owe the bank on your home and the value of it in the current market.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
that little 1,200 square foot home that I bought in 2005 was worth 80 some thousand when I bought it. Over time, even during, remember, the market crash,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
2008
Mm-hmm.
to about 2011,
Mm-hmm.
even throughout all of that, it continued to build equity. And the national average for equity, homes appreciate about 4%. So every year, people are increasing just by paying their mortgage, not doing nothing else, 4% in value. So if you bought a home for 300,000 in 1 year, it's worth 312 just by paying mortgage payment, not doing anything else. So that equity you can then pull out of your home and use it however you see fit. That's what I mean about a personal bank. I have pulled equity out of that property to then purchase other property. I have a beach condo that I Airbnb out. I use the equity from that home to purchase that home. I rent that current home out, so the tenant was paying that, not me.
Mm.
When you take that equity and you roll it over into another real estate, it become a 2 for 1 from a tax standpoint. Now, taxes are not my swim lane, but I hire the right people where I get to write it off really good.
You
So
know what? So I'm glad you said that, because the other thing that I want us to get out of the habit of doing is thinking that we do everything. We don't have to do everything, and neither do we have to know everything. At some point, we have to trust those people who are experienced in those areas. It is not God's requirement that we know everything, but He will give us access to everything and everybody.
so let me just tell you, first of all, I am leverage queen. I love hiring the people that is your gift, that is what God has called you to do, that is your expertise. By all means, go at it. I believe in staying in my own lane. But I even challenge people. How many disciples did Jesus have?
Hmm.
So God was telling us from the get-go, you have to have a community.
Hmm.
You don't
Love the
have to know
analogy.
everything.
Love the analogy.
You don't
Love
have
it.
to do everything.
Hmm.
So this is where we as a people need to understand, we need to embrace, like, my network is my net worth. And I make
Wait a
sure
minute. Say that one more time.
my network is my net worth.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute, because that thing then it done stir something in me. So your community is actually your value.
Yes,
So if you've got poor community,
you have
you
poor.
got poor value. Oh my. So could it be that a part of the reason why an individual is held back from their ability to do certain things, it is a byproduct of their community? They don't have a valued community that will push them to be better, that will push them to break habit, that will push them to change their mind, that will push them to read, that will push them to think, that will push them to invest, that will push them to save, that will push them to stop doing that and to do this, to push them to accept truth instead of living masterfully from lies. They have to be willing to have that type of community. Because if the community, if that statement, which I hope that's not patent, because I'm going to use it, I'm going to give you credit. I promise you, I'm going to give you credit. But if network is net worth, and you know that your net worth is not good, then that means you got to change your network. You got to change it.
I tell people all the time, if you the smartest person in your network, you in the wrong network.
Mm, mm,
Your network should make you uncomfortable, because with uncomfortability comes challenges, comes growth. That's all transformation.
mhm,
You should be growing.
mhm.
And if you in a network where you do not grow, they do not elevate you, you in the wrong network.
All right, let's do this. We gonna move from there because we can hang out there a minute. I ain't got a whole bunch of time with you. I got to maximize my time. Z3 Carolinas at Lifestyle International Realty. Talk to me about it.
All right, Z3 is actually named after all three of my children. They all have a Z name, and I'm licensed in both Carolinas. So that is my why, and that's the legacy I built.
Hmm.
We are a very diverse real estate team that has an amazing network where we're a one stop shop for our clients. So we educate, we serve, and we empower. Okay. So we host workshops, house party is one for our buyers.
Talk about house party because when you shared house party with me, for those of you that y'all know what house party, the original house party is, when she said that, I was like, oh, I love that right there. Talk about house party, Terry.
Yeah, house party just came about because I wanted to make sure you know, going to seminars is, can be very stuffy and you just say, no, it's to have a good time. It's the party. Because guess what, baby? We about to build wealth.
Talk
Let's
about it.
get excited. Let's get excited, you know. So I just tell people all the time, me and my lender partners are the kid and play of real estate.
I love it. I love
So,
it. I
so
love
we
it.
just come and have a good time. I feed them, but I educate them at the same time. So not only am I feeding you through your stomach, but I'm feeding you through your mind,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
so that you can be empowered to go out here to do better and be better.
I love it. I love it. And by
So
the way,
yeah.
you will be attending some of those because obviously we got representation in Carolina. Shout out to my agent down there, Brian
Oh, I can
Stevie.
come to Maryland and do it
Uh,
too.
oh, what you say now? Oh, well, you know that's gonna happen. You ain't now that you just said that, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it first on TNT Talk that Terry Young and the Z3 team, they coming to Maryland. Well, we gonna make it happen.
All
We
right.
gonna make it happen. I love it. I love it.
So we focus on residential and really truly helping people understand not only how to get into the game of home ownership, but how to build that equity we was talking about,
Mhm.
but how to protect it and how to maximize it.
Mhm. Now, Terry, do you also because I know we also do credit within our firm. And one of the things that, along with our partnership with assisting with a lot of the homeowner insurances and things like that, um, do you have some entity that you're using for credit, or is that something that you look externally to help a lot of those clients that may have some credit challenges?
So it just depends on a client. You know, everybody's profile is different. So
Indeed,
we have that one-on-one consultation and we sit down and personalize a plan for each individual based upon their needs.
love it.
So I do have community partners where they will literally develop a plan if it's credit that you need to work on to give you that roadmap to make you credit worthy so you can qualify and become a homeowner through
I
the work.
love it. I love it. I love it. And so let's go a little further because I happen to know that although you are in the Carolinas, and certainly shout out to our fan base in the Carolinas, particularly my wife's family that's right there in South Carolina,
All
but you
right.
also have connections and you can really do housing anywhere in the United States. Is that correct?
Yes. So I have partners around the world. So I can help people buy Dominican Republic, Ghana. I'm actually working on starting next month to work on getting my own certification so I can help people directly purchase in Ghana and I'm going to
Wow.
buy in Ghana.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
I'm a true believer that no matter what I'm teaching, I have to do it first to make sure it's right. So even in my workshops, I'm teaching people how to build wealth is because I did the same thing. I
Mhm.
bought one home, used that home to buy another home, and just kept doing it. So
I
the
love
things
it.
that I teach people are truly the things that I've done myself.
I love it. I love it. Now, I'm gonna ask you a question because now you're talking international. which is a part of the name of Z3, that you are international. You do home sales in the international waters. And so with that, how is that different than buying a home within the continental United States?
First of all, whenever you going international, make sure you vet the people because there's a lot of scams out there. So I just tell people make sure you vet. When you go international, we're starting to see a little bit of more financing being offered. But when you go international, you pretty much have to come with some money. That's why it's very important to buy a home here in the States, turn that into your personal bank that you can then use to buy a home internationally. A lot of people take the equity out of their home here in the States to purchase their home internationally. Um, some countries do require you to have some dual citizenship, so you need to really kind of investigate, find out what the requirements. But if you hook up with the right real estate team, they will bring all of that to you and educate you on what you need. Also, you need to be checking out. There's a lot of developers out there that will sell you a piece of land, but they never develop on it. So you need to make sure you vet your developers. I've had some clients reach out to me that, you know, unfortunately, they went with another agent and they invested in a community, and then the developer just kind of disappeared
Wow.
and disappeared
Wow.
with their money.
Wow. Hmm.
So it's a risky business. I tell people that all the time. When you go international, it's their courts, it's their laws, so you have to be aware of that. Um, but I have not experienced anything negative
I'm
with the
grateful for
people
that.
that have purchased internationally, but it is a process. It does take time. It's not something that can be done very quickly. You want to make sure you do your due diligence and really understand the land, the laws of the land.
Well, I want to certainly make our audience aware that you are also, in terms of availability and social media, you're actually on YouTube as well. And for those that would like to connect with Terry in the YouTube world, you can definitely do that at Z3 Carolinas by Terry Young. Just go to our YouTube page. You will see that there's a lot there that, in terms of content, she's got this one episode that she broadcast, which is called Divorce Your Landlord, which I absolutely love. And what we're going to do, we're going to take this commercial and come back. I want you to talk about that Divorce Your Landlord pod that you do. I want to talk about that because, that I love and everything about that. So we're going to take this commercial and come right back. You are live with TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. We will be right back.
A line of credit is an arrangement where a bank offers a maximum loan amount that the borrower can draw upon at any time. The borrower, which can be an individual, business, or government entity, has the flexibility to take out as much as they want up to the maximum amount. Lines of credit have a couple of important advantages. First, borrowers are only charged interest on the funds they actually draw, is what differentiates lines of credit from traditional loans. Also, the interest rate, which is typically variable, is often lower than that of a one-time loan. Take Evan, who owns his own business and therefore has irregular income from month to month. He applies at the bank for a personal line of credit worth $10,000 just in case he runs low on cash for a period of time. After checking the credit history, the bank agrees if Evan only draws $1,000 from his credit line. He's only charged interest on that withdrawal amount, and he sleeps well at night knowing that $9,000 of credit is available in an emergency. If he took out a traditional loan on this amount, he would be charged interest on the entire loan amount for $10,000 whether he uses the funds or not. Most personal credit lines are unsecured, so they don't require collateral. Your credit card is an example of an unsecured line of credit. The popular home equity line of credit is an example of a secured line of credit where the bank places a lien on your property. For more information, please contact the Smith Firm and Agency at 443-264-4398 today.
Welcome back to TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. Again, we're live with Terry Young out of Carolina, Z3 Carolinas at Lifestyle at International Realty. And we've been talking not just in state, but now we've broadened the scope of the conversation to talk international investment. And she was telling us that, you got to be leery, obviously, when you're dealing in international waters because the laws are different. And it's important that you vet those individuals as you are doing that. But really, what I would like to say is before you talk about vetting anything, here's what we're going to do. Let's push all of that to Terry. Let's push that to her team. Let her take your hand and walk you through that process so that you can really have a wonderful experience for those of you that are inspired to look in the international waters to purchase. And I do want to say, for those of you that have questions live right now, while Terry is with us, I want you to queue us up. Go in the chat and send those questions right now so we can address that. I also want my producer to pull your calendar. If you really want an opportunity to talk to her offline and you really want the opportunity to engage, you want to talk real estate and you want that opportunity, I want you to know that she's got a calendar and you can go to that calendar and book yourself an appointment at calendar.com/Z3 Carolinas. Again, that's calendar.com/Z3 Carolinas. Take advantage of it. There's a free consultation for you where you can speak with Terry and get that information or a member of her team, because I don't want to make it seem as if everybody going to be able to get Terry. You may not get Terry, but you will get a member of her team that will give you what you need. So if you got any questions, queue those questions up while we still have Terry live so that way you can get some questions answered live. Terry, let's go a little further now. Let's go a little further. Because in real estate, obviously, we've heard about it. We've talked about it. But I do want to address, before we go into divorce your landlord, I do want to address, where's the starting point? Like, do you need, you know, big money in order to really get started? How did you get started? You talked about that house in Alabama. Talked
So
about, how did you get started?
I tell all my clients, especially in the workshop, they're first time homeowners, I know you want a 6-bedroom house. I know you want 3,000 square foot. I know you want to be with the Joneses, but guess what? The Joneses didn't start there. They've built up to that. So that 1,200 square foot home is just as powerful as the 3,000 square foot home. We're just trying to get in the game of home ownership, right? So I tell my clients all the time, when you go in and look at that first home, this is what we're looking at. Can you live in this home and meet your needs for the next 3 to 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Is this property a good property to turn into a rental? Because we don't buy and sell all the time. I like to buy and hold. Because when you sell a property, it no longer works for you. But when you
Mm-hmm.
keep it, it keeps working for you.
Yes,
Right?
indeed.
Those are the two things I tell people all the time. Does it meet your needs right now and over the next 5 years? Because within 5 years, you should have a good amount of equity that you can upgrade to the next home. It's just like when you go out and buy that car the first time, your first vehicle, you just like, I just need 4 wheels. nobody,
Right,
nobody,
right.
like, I don't know, but nobody going out buying a Mercedes as their first vehicle. I had a Ford hatchback.
But you didn't have it forever.
I didn't have it forever, but you know what? It was a Cadillac to me because it had 4 wheels. But I understood I had to buy what I could
I could
manage
afford. Yeah, yeah,
afford at that
yeah, yeah.
time. And it goes back to God needs to see that you're a good steward over what He has given you before He elevates you to the next thing. And And it just goes to show, if I would have got a Mercedes before I got the Ford Escort,
Who knows what have happened? Who knows?
I wouldn't have did right.
You know what? And most of the saints ain't doing right. They just haven't had nobody with enough guts to say, "You really not doing right. You really not. You're not." I want to address a question that just came in, queued up. Shout out to Kevin. He is my granddaughter. We both share in the loving responsibility of our granddaughter, Amora. And he just asked the question. He said, "Should Americans have concerns living abroad, given the political climate and the way Americans are seen abroad?"
So that is a great question. And what some people don't know, me and my family lived in Europe this past summer.
Really?
Yes.
Talk to us about that, because I have a cousin that's a little further. Um, I forgot where he is, but he's been out of the country for a while. And what's unique is how we are treated in certain areas is much better than we're actually treated here.
Honey, me as a black woman, people ask me all the time, why do you travel international? I said, because I'm appreciated and loved what way more than I am here in America. I am. But I will say, um, there was no concern. So just to let people know, we lived overseas for the entire summer. Was able to do that and fund all of that through real estate.
Wow.
My rental property was my personal bank that funded that vacation. Again,
Mhm,
it just bringing back to that equity and the value of it, right?
mhm.
But we went and we set up headquarters in Poland, Krakow, Poland. I just Googled and was trying to find what was black friendly because I didn't want to have to deal with too much being abroad.
Smart,
And
smart.
Poland came up, and it was also cheap. I was able to get an apartment for the whole summer for less than $2,000. So we used that as a headquarters, and we went and we visited 9 countries and 21 cities,
Wow.
and had the best time ever. Um, don't remember really experiencing anything negative. Um, it was just that when we got to Paris, they were overloaded because of the tourism. We went to the Olympics. So I just think that, they were just overstimulated by how many people was there. So I just took their rudeness for that.
I get it.
But
I get it.
it was beautiful. I went to Ghana back in March of last year. Beautiful experience, welcome. And I will say they have us thinking that, especially the continent of Africa, all those places, that they don't want Americans. And
Which is
that is
actually
not
not
true.
true. Yeah, that's not
From
true.
the time I boarded the plane in New York, hello, my sister, welcome. From the time I got off the plane and stepped foot on the ground, hello, my sister, welcome. And for all you females out there, because I know we were told that the African women don't like the American women, especially
That's not
black
true
women.
either.
That is not true.
That's not true
My
either.
sisters have opened up their homes to me, have encouraged me, and asked me to come
I've
back.
heard the same thing.
The most loving people.
I
So
have heard the
if
same
you
thing.
have not gone international, I highly recommend that you go. And for black families out there, you need to take your children and go to Africa because it's truly Wakanda, where the billboards are all black, um, television all black, leadership is all black, police is all black. Pretty much, you see white tourism, and that's it. And when I say it was powerful, it was so powerful to see our people. And I feel if we would take our youth over there and show them that, they will have a different perspective and they will walk in America with their head held high.
I can't say that anything that you're saying is wrong because one, though I have not been to Africa, which I will.
You're
Now
going.
I'm gonna address that question. Yeah, I'm preparing and taking my family, definitely going, and mainly going for the experience. I'm going because I've had too many of my colleagues who have shared the same sentiment that you have shared, that have said that when we go there, the level of welcome that you will receive will be quite overwhelming. I have been told many times as a bishop, I've been told, please come because it's time for you to be treated the way that you're supposed to be treated. And that's what was said to me
Woo!
directly
Yes.
from a diplomat that was in Africa. Um, and the way that the individual said it, it came from a place that was so warm that it just did something to you. And the danger of our media, both the media of the news and social media, has detrimentally painted pictures that are absolutely false. It is so bad that it has warped our mind stereotypically to believe certain narratives that are absolutely not true. It is so bad that when many of them have come here and we've met them and they've tried to tell us, hey, when we go here, it's going to be totally different. We are so fearful, in a sense, to go to certain places that we don't understand that we are a gluttony for the misery that we're dealing with just because we will not embrace the possibility of going into other places.
Preach,
And with
Bishop.
that, the
Preach.
question came in about Jamaica. Have we heard any knowledge or relationships about Jamaica? Here's what I will answer that question because we'll be going there within a couple of months. There are certainly parts of Jamaica where they are telling us that as tourists, you need to use good judgment as you are moving around. Because obviously, when you are moving in a lot of these countries where this current administration has basically flexed its muscle and did certain things. Sharon, good to see you tonight. Hello. Um, what it has done, it has painted a picture that as American citizens going into those countries, they look at us as the reasons, because of the diplomacy of our country, that this president could only get in because he was voted in. They don't know that if you don't like that administration, they don't know that. They just know that you are a citizen of the country. So when you come into that country, they view you as one of the reasons why that president is in office. Thus, their feelings towards him are then taken out on you. So you have to be careful in how you move around in any of those countries. You have to be careful. But I will say there is still a great part of Jamaica where you don't have that issue. You're not going to have the issue. Why? Because they don't look at everything the same way like everybody does. It's the same thing as somebody coming here. We don't judge Africans from the principle of one bad experience. One man can never be the substratum to the entirety of a nation. You can't use one person to say that our entire nation is bad, which in a sense is how we are often judged. We're judged because they take the experience, they'll look on television and they will assume that all Black people act this way until they meet someone who does not. And that's why each of us must hold in responsibility our behavior and temperament, because you may change the complexity of the way someone thinks because of what the media has painted. You may change by your actions. So please, no, travel, yes, you still have to do your homework no matter what. Let's not assume you can just freely just jump out there and go anywhere. No, that's not the case. But you must know that there are countries out there that are just as welcoming to the citizens of the United States of America, just like if you were to go down your street and visit some of your friends, you may find that the friendliness of those in other countries will far exceed the friendliness of the country that you live in. Terry, you share your thoughts.
So I will say, no matter the political environment we in or not, be respectful of the country that you in. When you show respect, you get respect back. Respect their culture, respect who they are, and even respect their language that they speak. I've been traveling internationally for over 20 years now, and I will honestly say I've never experienced anything negative. And I've been to Dubai, I've been to Africa, I've been throughout all of Europe, South America. I've been throughout. And I always live by that golden rule that my grandmother taught me. Do unto others as you want done unto you. So I will say, just being Black, most of the time, people are very nice to you. They embrace you a whole lot better than they do here in America. I can honestly tell you. Get out there, experience it. I highly encourage people, even in the political environment, travel. Don't allow the media to stop you. And speaking of that, they use propaganda to hold us back.
What you say?
And they using that right now with the real estate game. People like, oh, they getting rid of all these programs and all these money. I have lenders right now that still got 20 grand to help people
Okay,
buy
there it
homes.
is. So here's what we're gonna do, because that statement right there, we gonna have to deal with that. Because it's funny, it's almost like you're in my mind, because I was going to say, yep, we gotta talk about that, and we gotta talk about divorce your landlord. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this last commercial, and then we're gonna jump right into divorce your landlord, and then go right into how your lenders are still lending. They're still lending. It hasn't stopped anything. We just need to use resources, wisdom, and do things more practically. We're going to take this last commercial, everybody. You are with Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith and TNT Talk. We'll take this commercial, and we'll be right back.
Buying a home. That's a big step. A home is one of the most important investments you'll ever make in your lifetime. So, way to go, you. All right, so you've gone through the endless paperwork, signed more documents than you ever knew existed, and finally got the keys. Now you're settling into your new home, and maybe it's occurred to you by now, you're now in about 50 times more debt than you've ever been in before. And hey, that's not a bad thing at all. Experts say mortgage debt is among the best kinds of debt to have, but it is debt all the same. As long as you keep making those mortgage payments on time every month, you should be good to go, right? Here's the thing though, there are certain events that could happen to hamper or eliminate altogether your ability to keep up with those mortgage payments, leading to financial stress, foreclosure, or even bankruptcy. It's a good idea to educate yourself about what your options are to protect yourself from unforeseen circumstances. So let's do that. Larry and Mary here are twins. At 30 years old, each of them buys a $250,000 home on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. Their payments are set at $1,500 per month. Mary decides to protect her mortgage with what is known as a mortgage protection plan. Super creative name, right? She gets a 30-year plan in place to cover her 30-year mortgage at $250,000 of protection. Larry, on the other hand, decides to spend that money on a subscription to the Cookie of the Month Club. Way to go, Larry. As the years pass, both Larry and Mary marry. Not each other, they're twins. That would be super weird. They start families, get promotions, and all that good stuff. One day, Larry chokes on the double pistachio chocolate chip from his Cookie of the Month Club and sadly dies. This is actually doubly sad because the money he was spending on that cookie club could have been funding his mortgage protection plan that he never got. So Larry's wife is now stuck trying to make mortgage payments on her own, which she can't do now that the family's income has been cut in half. She slips into foreclosure and the family loses their home, all because Larry had to have his cookies. Now, if he would have gotten the mortgage protection plan that Mary has, Larry's family would have received the full $250,000 and a tax-free check from their mortgage protection plan. The home would be paid off in full with money left to spare. In addition, if something goes sideways with Mary's health, like a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, her mortgage protection plan can be tapped into while she's still living, giving her crucial money to help pay the mortgage, or any other bills for that matter, while she's sick and out of work. Makes a lot of sense, right? Moral of this story, don't be a greedy, cookie-eating monster like Larry. If you have a mortgage and you're making monthly payments, do the smart thing and protect that investment with a mortgage protection plan. You'll rest easy knowing that your most prized assets are protected. And hey, those cookies were just going to go straight to your hips anyway.
That's good.
Welcome back to TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. Again, enjoying every moment with Terry Young from Z3 Carolinas. Listen, what we're going to do, Terry, I need to just recap here, but here's what we're going to do. Uh, Everything has just been so good. We still got questions coming in through the chat. And so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go into some bonus time, but here's how we're going to do this. I need all of those that are viewing to pay attention. We're gonna let Terry do the recap. We're gonna finish up the recording part live, and then we'll cue out our credits for the network, and then we're gonna still be live. You're still gonna be there. You're still gonna be with us. And we're just going to ride this until the wheels fall off because I'm going to get everything I can get out of Terry. I'm going to get everything out of it. Whatever she's going to give, we going to take it. And then we just going to keep on going. All right, Terry. So let's just recap because obviously there was a lot said in this hour. Um, Talk about the process. Talk about Z3 again. Producers going to queue up your website again because we want them to know how they can just log on to the site. And while we're doing this, what we'll do in the bonus, we'll go ahead and talk about divorce your landlord. We'll take that into the bonus time.
Okay. First of all, Bishop, thank you so very much for sharing your platform,
Oh, you're
allowing
welcome.
me to be able to educate and share my knowledge. So, again, thank you for that.
Oh, we have
So,
enjoyed it. This is
yes,
the first of
I'm
many.
excited. I am so excited. So, Z3 Carolinas is a real estate team that is named after my children, Z3. But we focus on serving, educating, and empowering people through real estate. So, first time home buyers, existing homeowners, helping them understand how to build that equity, how to protect it, but how to maximize it. So, if you need to reach out to me, you can text me at 980-231-1428, or you can go to my website, contact me there. Someone from my team or myself will reach out to you all. We do offer free consultation, so you can go out to our Candidly website, which is the backslash Z3 Carolinas. So that's how you can get in contact with me. But really, the process is just start. Let's get you connected with the right resources, the right team to personalize that plan. It's a 3-step process. I tell people all the time: getting started, getting under contract, and having that mission accomplished. Now, there's some major milestones to do that, and we'll be there to guide you every step of the way. And when I say we, it's my partners. Remember, I'm international as well as national. So we can help you buy and sell anywhere throughout the US and the world. But it's really a very simple process when you have the right team to guide you through. So if you're thinking about, becoming a homeowner, call us. If you're already a homeowner and you don't know what to do with that equity that you have, and you thinking about upgrading, you thinking about investing, you thinking about purchasing international, give us a call, and let's party.
I love it. I love it. So listen, everybody. Terry's going to hang out with us, and we're going into some bonus time. So we're going to conclude the live of TNT Talk, My Money Talk, with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith. But I need the audience to stay right where you are because we're going into the bonus time and you're going to love the bonus because we're going to talk about how you can divorce your landlord. This has been TNT Talk with your host, Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith, with my special guest, Terry Young out of C3 Carolinas and Lifestyle International Realty. We're going to be back soon. Look for that broadcast to come. We look forward to talking to you soon. My live audience, you stay right there. We're going into bonus time. Everyone else, we see you next time. Take care.
I'll change your people so they can do it.
Hey, everybody, we are back with TNT Talk, and we're still live. Terry Young is still with us. We're now in our bonus time. In our bonus, it's just completely no commercials. We're just going to run until the wheels fall off. And the questions are still coming in. So Kevin asked this question, and I certainly can answer this. And Terry, I want you to elaborate on this. And then we're going to go right into why we need to divorce our landlord. Is it more challenging to buy a home if you're self-employed, and or should you buy your home and place it into a trust? Well, number one, it's really no different whether you're self-employed or not. The real reality is, and where we fail is that in our self-employment, we have not documented things correctly. And when you are looking to get money from the bank can only lend to what you can prove. You can't walk in there and say, "Hey, I manage money good. I got my own business. Just give me some money." You won't even lend your friends money, let alone if the bank company want to lend you money. So let's just deal with things practically. Sometimes we need to sit down with the right people so they can arrange our business properly so you can then get the money that you want to get in the name of getting property as a self-employed person. Number one. Number two, trust 1000% you want to do that, because what you don't want is for that home, if you should die, to end up in probate. You don't want that.
Come
And you
on now.
certainly don't want an opportunity for somebody through some red tape or some missed opportunities or some gray area where you lose your house because you didn't shore that thing up while you were alive. So absolutely you want to get a trust. And that's one of the things that my firm does. So Kevin, you definitely want to reach out to me for that, because that's something you got to do. Because that's if you listened early on, when Terry first started talking about the home that she had, she lost that home. The reason why she lost it, it wasn't in a trust. Had it been in a trust, there would have never been an issue because
Also,
everything would have been secured properly so that that issue wouldn't have never happened.
we talked about trust, wills, and all that in our other podcast that you did with Reggie Gant. So
Yes, indeed.
make sure you go look at that as well. That had great
Absolutely.
information in there for
All
you.
right.
Absolutely. And you can go to the site www.smithfirm.agency, scroll right down to the bottom, click that link on estate plan and trust. We'll take care of that. We'll get that taken care of. And you can do that now with your current house, Kevin. You can do that now. And you want to do that
I
because
would
we've
say
lost
he's
too
gonna do it.
much. We've
Mm-hmm.
lost too much, and we have given ourselves excuses for what has happened to us. I am definitely a proponent of the things that this country has done to us. Never going to act like that stuff didn't happen to us. I'm never going to act like that. But you know what I'm not going to do, and you know how I was raised? Don't you dare put blame on anybody unless you're going to own the part that you played in it.
That part.
So don't, I'm not saying that they're not doing stuff to us. I'm not going to say that. And I'm telling you right now, preach, let me tell you something. I could preach you under the bench and tell you what has happened to us. I
Mm-hmm.
could tell you that when this country was originated, if you look at preamble and you read it very carefully, the opening statement ain't even got nothing to do with us because we were still enslaved and we weren't even categorized to be people yet. So when the preamble was written, we weren't even considered a people. And when the Emancipation Proclamation was written, this country, even though the executive order was given, the states of those unions still had the right to hold slaves. And the state that I am in was one of those states. So don't, I can tell you what this country did to us. I can tell you. I could also tell you that when you Google and research the term Oklahoma Sooners, for all my sports fans out there, Oklahoma Sooner, let me tell you what Oklahoma Sooner came from. Oklahoma Sooner term came from those settlers who were already there, who had that property, who had that land, that it was overtaken because of transactions that took place. And because those settlers came in and they settled on that property and took that property from the original owners, they were deemed as Sooners, which is why the term Oklahoma Sooners came into fruition. It ain't just sports. It has everything to do with history of things that have been matriculated down through the years and why we are in this situation. And while I'm feeling it, let me just throw this in. If you want to know what redlining is, redlining was a way that they put us in certain places so that we could never really benefit from a real estate acquisition. They put us in places where we wasn't going to be able to benefit. Made sure that we wasn't going to get the same rights and privileges as other people in the upper echelon of communities. So I know what it is. And I'm telling you right now, if we don't wake up and say that I'm not going to let that happen to me, my children, my grandchildren, or anybody else that I'm associated with, don't you part your lips to talk about what somebody else is doing when you don't even take
Amen.
responsibility for the things that you could do for yourself. I
Amen.
digress.
Amen. And I will say a lot of people think a will is sufficient. A will is not sufficient
It
because
is
with
not.
just a will, you still have to go through probate court. And I'm gonna be honest with you, probate court is liquidated court. It's gonna liquidate whatever assets you have. So that's why you need that second layer, which is called trust.
Yes, indeed.
All those properties I say I own, guess what they in?
In a trust.
In a trust.
Ooh, let's get it on. Well, we got that out the way. Now, get the questions coming, everybody, because we're in the bonus time. No commercials. It's completely free. And let's get into why we need to divorce our landlord. Talk about it, Terry.
So before we go there, I still kind of want to touch on that first question about purchasing as a self-employed
Yes. All right, go.
because I
Go.
think a lot of people miss it. And what you were trying to say, Bishop, is that if you make 150,000, but on your taxes you showing that
You
your
only claim it. Yep.
is
Yep.
4,000 because
Yep.
you have written off everything, that bank is going to base it upon that 4,000. So I tell all my small business owners, if you know that you're going to be buying a home, have that conversation with your tax person, but also sit down with a lender because a lender can tell you this is how much we need you to say you make a year in order to qualify. you can then give those numbers to your tax person to help you. But understand this, you're going to pay taxes if you're trying to buy a house because you need to show income.
And that's not a dirty word.
No, it's not.
It's not a dirty word.
But if you have the right team, there's other ways that you can pay less on those taxes. So I have a financial advisor, I have a tax strategist, I have a bookkeeper. I told you I'm the leverage queen. I believe in getting the experts of their swim lane, but then I bring them all together as the connector and say, you all work for me, make it happen.
Yes, indeed. And that's how you should do it. Those are your disciples.
I did not think of it that way, but thank you.
Those are your disciples.
Mm-hmm.
You're the visionary. You need the disciples to carry the vision. You need the disciples to carry the vision. And not to make this a churchy moment, but I would like to say this as we are experiencing the Holy Week. The Holy Week would have never been able to happen had it not been for the 70 disciples that Jesus sent out 2 by 2, because their job was to go into the city and prepare. He never had another conversation with them because he didn't need to, because they knew what they needed to do. When everybody does what they need to do, it makes the load light. Let me say that one more time for the people in the back. If everybody understands their responsibility, it makes the load light. It was never supposed to be carried by one person. And it was easy for Jesus at some point to get to Golgotha when there was some assistance for him to get there. And that's why throughout the time that Jesus was on the earth, one said, when they said that I would follow you, he then said this, which would almost sound sacrilegious. He said, take up your cross and follow me. Well, why would I need to take up a cross if you was here to bear the sins of all mankind, the cross? Because I'm bearing the sins for everybody, but you need to bear the sins to the thing that you carry. And if you don't learn the validity of the weight of what you carrying, you can't never really help nobody. You are fooling yourself and you really understand the bearing of weight. But until you learn that and sit with people and understand what you need to do and how you need to do it, it's always going to seem heavy. You want to know why? You are carrying it alone.
This is great because guess what? That's part of divorcing your landlord.
Well, here we go. Shall we?
You know, a lot of people's like, what does that really mean? When I came up with the concept of divorcing your landlord, it's all that weight that's holding you down.
Mr. Producer, cue it up, please. I need them to see that on the YouTube page. Keep talking, Terry, because I want them to see it on your page.
So it's that mindset, divorcing that mindset, divorcing those bad financial habits, divorcing, you know, whatever it is that's holding you back from fulfilling that destiny that God has called you. That's what the landlords, we allow too many landlords to live within us free, rent free. So we need to divorce them so we can get lighter, so we can go ahead and fulfill our journey that God has called us to do.
Yeah.
So
I think
that's what
everybody
divorce
should
your
be
landlord is
agitated.
all about.
I think everybody should be agitated now in the renting aspect, not because renting is bad. We're not saying that. We're not saying renting is bad. We're just saying home ownership is better. That's all. But it's not. See, you gotta start somewhere. And if you're renting, we don't want you to feel guilty. We just want you to feel agitated.
Yeah, because I think we're too comfortable. Renting is a short term. Home ownership is long term.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
But we have turned renting into a legacy. And it was never set up to be a legacy.
I wish I could snag Daniel Mack. He's my premier loan officer. We do a lot of business together. And he has this thing. He tells this story where he basically takes the rental amount that you have, he creates the number, and he shows you over a 5 to 10-year period, which many people have been renting, and shows them how much money they have actually given to another person paying, watch this, paying the mortgage.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have a calculator that does that. It's called the
Well, can
value of home ownership.
can we cue that up? Because I love to show the people what it looked like because I think they don't understand what it really looks like. But boy, it's painful.
So I don't know if you guys can go. It's called Place Calculator through the apps on the phone.
I wonder if that's place calculator. Let's see if we can. All
It's called
right.
Place Mortgage Calculator.
Oh, that's it right there. It's an app. Let's see if we can pull it. Nope, it's a true app. It's a true app. Let me see. Um, you know what? I tell you what. I tell you what you do. Tell you what you do. Go just do a mortgage calculator. Google mortgage calculator.
This app is special though because it shows people that by purchasing a home within 1 year, how much of a savings it will be because it takes the appreciation
Oh wow.
plus the interest plus your tax savings. And on average, people save about 20 grand, somewhere between 15 to 20 grand
What?
on average a year just by paying a mortgage. And if you've been renting for 5 years,
That's $100,000. What?
same thing is on average, save $1,400 in rent. Over 5 years, they equate to $84,000 that you pay in rent.
Oh my. Oh my.
And you have nothing to show for it.
Wow.
But if you take that same 84,000 over 5 years, you now have almost 30,000 in equity.
$30,000. Wow.
Plus you have an asset.
Wow. I'm gonna ask the guests that are out there that are viewing. I just got a question for those that are renting. For those that are renting. Um, what's your reason for renting? What's your reason? If somebody's willing to answer that question live, um, if you're renting, what is your reason for renting? What's your why? I do know sometimes the reason is their current finance.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes it's credit. Sometimes they're dealing with some adverse credit issues. Um, and so many do have the aspirations to actually own, but they do have challenges. So the one thing I do want to do is I want to plug my firm, the Smith Firm and Agency, of which I'm the principal agent. I do want to plug that we have credit assistance. We have a credit consulting firm that we have that you can absolutely take full advantage of if you are really needing some credit assistance. I'm going to have our producer to just cue that up here so that way they can see it. Um, we have a partnership with a company out of Seattle, Washington called the 750 Club. Um, and I asked them originally, I said, why would you call yourself 750 when that's not the highest credit score? And the answer was very, very good. He said, because Dr. Smith, in all fairness, many of our clients, in order, because they don't understand to get that rating, there's a lot more factors. He said, we're just trying to get you to excellent. He said, now from excellent, if you want to experience extraordinary, we can help you get there. He said, but we're just trying to get folks to excellent. We can't even get most folks to the excellent. And I said, say no more. I get it. You wanted to make it reachable. I get it. Um, and I want people to know that we have access. We have access to help you get there. Phenomenal company. Absolutely phenomenal. And just right there on the screen, I want people to see, I want them to see the detriment of a lower credit score when you're looking at a 30-year fix. Now, obviously, there's some variables in here that, we can't speak to every scenario, but I just want them to see what it would look like on a $300,000 mortgage. This is sitting on our site just to show them that your FICO score, look at what happens when your FICO score is lower. Look at the difference on that loan, same loan. Look at the interest rate, look at the monthly payment, and look at how much interest you will have paid on the exact same $300,000 loan. There is no better way to explain it. Terry, help the people to really understand that even if you got to come in at that 620, right? Which many times that's where a lot of our people are going to get in. But isn't it better to get in and then deal with your debts, deal with those things, raise the credit score so you can continue to grow? Would you not say?
Yes. So I will say my lender partners start at 600.
What?
Yes, 600. And I've helped some at 580.
580.
580.
Like 580.
580. Okay.
Now, for all of you all that you trying to find a reason why you can't, I'm trying to tell you, she just told you why you can.
So again, you don't need a 750. It would be great if you had it, but you don't need it. I will say if you're looking for a down payment assistance, you need to be about a 620.
All right.
There's a
Okay.
couple down payment assistance that start about 580 to 600, but that money goes real quick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I tell people that 620, 640 is a good sweet spot. You can pretty much get a down payment assistance.
Lovely.
But I just want to encourage our people, stop trying to get the 750, get in the home.
Just get in the
So
home. Yeah.
home ownership is key because if you pay that mortgage on time, it's going to help boost
Your
your
credit.
credit score. So you're going to get there. And when rates drop, you want to be at the 750 so you can take advantage. But you're not out here fighting for a house because you already have it when the rates drop.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I
Mm-hmm.
see this a lot that people do all the work to get mortgage ready, get the home, and then let their credit just go.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And it's unfortunate because during COVID, we saw rates drop to a record low. And it was unfortunate that a lot of the clients that I was reaching out to, they could have saved $500 by refinancing a month. $500 a month, $300 to $500 a month. But they credit disqualified them. So they had to stay at the higher interest rate.
So another question just came in on the credit piece. It says, what's the average time frame, just guesstimating time it takes to get from 620 to 750? Well, really,
I don't have people doing it 30 days or
yeah.
less.
See, what I think the myth is, because it seems as if it's such an unreachable number, but what they don't know is the same way it took for you to get from 580 to 620 is the exact same way you get from 620 to 750. You're just dealing with larger sums of money to move the needle, but the principles and the practicality remain the same. Pay your stuff on time, lower your debt to income ratio, make sure your credit cards are not maximized. Stay under the 30 percentile, or really the 23 percentile of those cards. You want to keep it very, very low.
15. I
And
say 15.
yeah, and I'm telling you, it doesn't take long. The reason why I think in the United States in particularly, I think the reason why it's such a myth because in our educational systems, they don't teach it. They don't teach it. So we're left to learn about something that has a very adverse effect on your life, but then there's really no institution out there where you're really learning it. So we've had to learn it on the fly. Many of us learn it from bad experience. Those of us in my generation, we had to go through that experience where they told us, don't get a credit card, it's the devil. We heard all of this stuff when it was never that. It had everything to do with your usage. And
Mhm.
we've never been taught how to use it properly. And there again is where we need to yield members and learn from people who understand it. And when we do, you're going to have better outcomes. And so, Kevin, I will definitely tell you 620 to 750. Number one, it starts with what Terry said from the very beginning. Change your mind, starts there. Number two, get with the right person so you can map out a plan because they're going to have to take a look at your current situation because your current situation will play a pivotal role in how you're going to get to that 750 plateau. So you just
That
need
is
to get with the right
key.
people. Yes.
That is so key. Get with the right people. I come across so many people that say, I'm working on my credit, I'm cleaning my credit up, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And you're not knowledgeable. You don't understand. I don't understand. A lot of people don't understand what moves the needle. And a lot of times people are focused on the wrong stuff. They put money on the wrong accounts. And I've had some clients set themselves back.
Yep.
And then I've had some clients who's like, no, I can't buy because I got this, I got that. And I said, well, just talk to the lender. They talk to the lender, they got a pre-approval. Yeah, he told me don't worry about this account because they don't care about this. I don't need to pay on that. And I'm like, and you've been sitting for 2 years because this you thought this account.
Mm-hmm.
But let me just plug real quick because I know you in the Maryland area. If you have served this country in the military, you need a house. And I can help you get one. As long as you got an honorable discharge, you have benefits out there that you need to take advantage of. And so many of us do not. I
Absolutely.
just helped a vet last week buy a brand new construction home.
Wow. Wow.
They're paying all his closing costs,
Yep. Yep.
bought his rate down to a 4.99. Do y'all know what rates are right now?
Uh, the last time I just saw it, looked at it, 6.8.
They bought his rate down to 4.99.
Mm-mm.
Paying the first year of his HOA.
Mm-mm.
He had to put a deposit down of 2,500.
Mm.
The lender just sent us his loan estimate. He getting 1,500 back at closing.
1,500 on 2,500. Mm-mm.
So he literally bought a brand new home for
For
$1,000.
$1,000.
You cannot even go get an apartment.
For $1,000.
So again, if you're a vet, I mean, a lot of my vets they walk away with a check because we negotiate. I take good care. I'm married to a vet. I used to work for the military. My heart goes out to y'all
Yes, indeed.
because you
Yes, indeed.
sacrifice a lot, and this country do not show up for you all. So I make sure that I show up for all my vets when it comes to military benefits. But on top of that, if you active duty and you in the military, use those now.
Yes,
Start
indeed.
building that wealth.
Yeah.
I'm teaching young military men and women that when you get PCS, buy a house. Don't stay on base. Buy a house. Use your VA to buy that house and keep buying. So when you get out of the military, you already got a real estate portfolio working for you.
Yes, indeed.
So
Yes,
if you
indeed.
want more information about how to do that, call me.
Numbers
I
right there on the
got
screen,
Facebook.
everybody. Numbers right there. There it is. 980-231-1428. Make sure you reach out to her office. Kevin had another question. He said a lot of credit repair companies on Facebook that claim to repair credit, are they scams? I can't speak to that because I don't know who they are, but I will tell you, use ours. Go to the smithfirm.agency and connect with us. I can't speak to another person's abilities and attributes or what they do. I can just only tell you what we do. And the one thing I will say, the danger of the term repairing credit um, is really speculative, um, because there's a lot that goes into that. And a lot of them will say, yeah, we'll get this, we'll remove this off your credit. Well, the danger of that is that even though it's
What's that?
removed, the underwriter, they're not, just because it's removed off of your credit report does not mean it's not showing up in the underwriting, which their job is to find the debts that you owe before they approve you for the loan. They're not, you think that just because it don't show up on this little report that they not going to see it. That's where we mess up. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no shortcut to what you need to do. If you're going to do it right, go the right way, go about it the right way, and make sure that you're connecting with the right people. I don't want to hide anything, hoping that they don't see it. Because even if they don't see it and you get that house, that debt is still sitting there and you're going to have to pay it. You're going to have to pay it. It's affecting you one way or the other. Can we just grow up to a place where we just say, I made the debt and I'm going to pay it?
Amen. Amen. And I will tell you this. You know that credit bureau, they send out a signal to everybody when you put in an application for a home.
Uh-huh.
I get a lot of clients all the time say, how did that show up? Because let me just tell you, it may not be on that first credit report, but I promise you it's going to be on that second. Because it's like a bat signal goes out.
Right.
And they're like,
Right.
oh, so you trying to get a house now? No, we need to get our money. And so I tell people this all the time. First of all, I love that you have an awesome credit program for people to reach out to. But I just tell people this. Who giving you the money? The bank.
Ask them.
They do free credit and simulation. Most lenders can literally give you a roadmap unless you just get your credit just really jacked up. Then they'll tell you need to go talk
Yeah, you
to
need to go.
somebody.
You need to go to the hospital.
But
You need to go to the hospital.
yeah, but lenders will do a quick credit assimilation to tell you that if you pay this debt, it will increase your credit score by this amount. I just tell people, whoever is giving you the money, reach out to them. Get some information from them. They have resources. It's free. They don't charge you. And they're not going to misguide you or lead you down because at the end of the day,
They
they
want
want
you.
to get
Yeah,
you
yeah,
to the
yeah,
closing table because
yeah.
guess what? They don't get paid until you get keys to the home.
And that's a fact, ladies and gentlemen. What she's saying is actually true. Our affiliation with that credit consulting firm, it has more to do with those who really need real help. But for those that are right there, that it's not that far to reach, they will help you and they will tell you exactly what you need to do. As a firm, as a fiduciary, we just want to make sure that wherever we can lend our help, that's what we do. That's the difference between what Terry just said and what we actually can do. That's the only difference. So I don't want anybody to think that it's bad that we have it when you can get that help. No, you got to know the hospital will help everybody. It's not just there to only help the critically wounded. It's also there to help those who have even the smallest of problems so that their health can be good.
Yes, it's a triage.
Just to give them some help. just to give them some help. All right, Terry,
It's just key. I just want to go back to, don't try to do it on your own. Reach
God
out
forbid,
to
no,
resources,
please.
because you do more damage when you're trying to do it on your own than you reaching out to the resources.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you got to
Please.
reach out to the right resources, not just any resource.
And I do want to again, please, the Smith firm is here, V3 Carolinas at Lifestyle International Realty. We're here. We want to assist you. Our main responsibility to be in business is to assist those in areas of finance. She's there to help you in real estate all across the country. She's got partnerships everywhere. For those of you that are inspiring to go international, she's got the resource there as well. And very soon she will be the originator to help you in those international waters to be able to buy property in other places. So listen, Terry, we have enjoyed having you tonight. I mean, it has been absolutely great. The information, how you stimulated those to ask questions, to really take a look at their scenarios and situations and wonder, is it really possible? And I think you know, and I know that it is very possible. And wherever we can to help these individuals do it, we want to help them to do it. So, Terry, I want you to take these last few minutes and just look into that camera. Catch the attention of those that are really looking for an opportunity to change their situation from being a renter to a homeowner.
All right. Again, thank you for allowing me to use your platform to educate
Oh,
people
you're welcome.
about real estate. All I'm gonna tell you is, you want to be a homeowner, you can be one. It's just that simple. It start with your mindset. Connect with us. We will guide you every step of the way. We will develop a personal plan, and we will even serve as your accountability partner to get you there. I'm working with a young lady that been working with her for 3 years. She just got her pre-approval after 3 years.
I love it.
And she said, Miss Terry, I just thank you for sticking with me, because I don't think anybody else would have stuck. Baby, come on. She showed the discipline. She listened. She did the things she needed to do. So it's a partnership, you all. This game of home ownership is a partnership. It's not something you're going to do on your own. It's truly a partnership. And we're here to be a partner with you. Again, we're just trying to get you into the game of home ownership so you can get that dream home that you want. But understand, you need to start with the baby steps. So give us a call, Z3 Carolinas. You can call us at 980-231-1428, or go out to our website at www.z3carolinas.com. And if you have any organizations out there you would love for us to come and talk to you all about home ownership, reach out to me. I love to travel, y'all. I really do. I love to travel, but I also love to educate and empower people. So just let me know, reach out. I would love to come out there and just have that conversation and really just have a good time. House party.
I love it. And you do know, like I said, as we're queuing up house party for everybody just to see what that looks like, I just want everybody to know in the Maryland region, I want everybody to stay tuned because the Smith Firm and Agency, we are currently exploring new office space, which will allow us to facilitate the home buying experience. And I'm going to be bringing Terry and the team from Z3 up. And we're going to do a nice house party right here in Maryland. We're going to have a great time because when we do it, and I'm just going to go ahead and tell the secret now, when we do our home buying seminar, we're actually going to be doing our home buying seminar and shooting a show simultaneously. So when we do it, it's going to be a whole show. We're going to have a great time. People going to be on camera. We're going to get a chance to talk and share. They're going to be able to share in the moment and share things about their experiences. And they're going to see us help these people in real time And they're going to get a chance to know that Z3 and the Smith firm are in the business of really helping people. So, Terry, I appreciate you 1,000 times
Thank
over.
you.
This is just the beginning of so many things that we're going to be doing together. We're actually going to be doing some other podcasts and shooting some other shows in the future. I just want you to know that. We're going to make that clear because it's such a good information. And we got to continue as much as possible to stimulate the minds of the people. We know that habits are hard to break. And we also know that systemically, we have really been under this cloud for a long time. So we do know that sometimes we need to nudge them a little bit, help them. And that's why we're here. And I believe you and I, along with a lot of our other partners, we're going to help these individuals in the areas of their finance, in the places of their minds, so that they can realize dreams that they never ever thought could happen. We can make it happen. So, Terry, you are definitely locked in. You know you're already a partner of the Smith firm anyway. So, you know we got some other work to do. Terry, I appreciate you being with us on tonight. To our audience, thank you for hanging out with us on TNT Talk,
Thank you
My
all.
Money
Thank you
Talk.
all.
This has been great, everybody. We want everybody to have a great evening. Review this as much as possible and rehearse a lot of the information that you heard. Make sure you reach out to Terry. Again, that information is there on the screen. You make sure you reach out to her if you got any questions, and reach out to the Smith firm. You can reach us at our office, 443-264-4398, or visit us at www.smithfirm.agency. It's been great all night long. You've been with Bishop Dr. Tyrone Smith and my guest, Terry Young, Z3 Carolinas at Lifestyle International Realty. It's been great, everybody. Everybody have a great evening. We look forward to seeing you again real soon. Take care, everybody.